Hi everyone, and welcome to what may be a very interesting episode of Noodle Journey, because today I'm going to be reviewing all three varieties of Wrap Snacks Icon Ramen Noodles. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. These are three different varieties of instant noodles, endorsed by three famous rappers from a brand called Wrap Snacks. Now, Wrap Snacks is an American black-owned business with a huge range of products, not just ramen, and all are endorsed by hip-hop artists. Like there's a bag of honey truffle popcorn from Nicki Minaj, or Snoop Dogg's cheddar nachos, or barbecue potato chips from Migos. And I happen to see these in one of my local dollar stores, Dollar Tree to be specific, although I guess we should start calling them $1.25 Tree, because that's how much shit costs now. Anyway, and I took a look at the ingredients on these, and I figured I'd better grab one of each to review because I'm always interested in new things, and because I have not seen these exact kinds of flavors in any instant noodles before. You can buy these directly from the Wrap Snacks website or from Amazon if your local dollar stores don't carry these. And a reviewer on Amazon also mentioned checking your local gas station mini marts as well to find Wrap Snacks products. So we've got creamy chicken gumbo flavor from Master P, beef prime rib flavor from E40, and Louisiana Hot and Spicy Chicken from Lil Boosie. Or maybe he's just Boosie now. I don't think he's Lil anymore. So let's talk packaging and ingredients. All of these are pretty eye-catching packages with quotes. There's no limit to success. Yeah, he would know because he's worth a fortune, and I think he had like a gold-plated tank at one point. Yeah, inspirational quotes, biography, and the exact same copy and paste picture of noodles on all three cups, which is a choice. It doesn't really show you a mock-up of what these are going to look like when cooked, so that's kind of a first for me. It is worth mentioning that all three of these contain the same exact dried vegetables, which are carrots, peas, corn, and onions, which is why they can get away with the same noodle veggie image on each cup. So, I'm going to start with the Master P Chicken Gumbo. Sodium for this cup is a not unreasonable 1,090 milligrams, or 47% of your daily allowance. The ingredients include actual chicken powder and chicken fat, as well as powdered bell peppers, dairy creamer, onion, and garlic. This sounds promising, although the use of dairy creamer is a little questionable in a gumbo, like normally gumbo would have a roux to make it creamy, but that's a minor quibble for an instant product. Is this going to make me say or na? Let's find out. Okay, not much to look at inside. You can see the dried bits of carrots, peas, corn, and green onion, and some soup powder. You can steep or microwave these, both for 3 minutes. I'm going to opt for steeping because I have some boiling water already on the stove. And so this review will reflect this product cooked in that way. So I will be right back. Okay, so here is the creamy chicken gumbo from Master P. And I'm just going to give this a quick stir. As far as the smell coming off of this, I'm so far impressed. It's got a very oniony whiff of aroma at first, and then some like Cajun seasoning. So yeah, I'm expecting this to taste fairly Cajun in nature, even if it doesn't really look like gumbo. Okay, let's give it a try. Alright, so starting with the noodles, I believe these are the exact same noodles in every variety. I didn't notice any difference in ingredients. So consider this to be kind of a blanket statement on the noodles for all three of these. They're not bad. They've got that kind of cheap wheat and oil flavor that you get from the low-end supermarket ramen that you might already be familiar with. But steeped for 3 minutes, they've got a decently firm texture, a little bouncy. They're not outstanding, but they're pretty good. So 5 out of 10 for the noodles. Now, as far as spiciness goes, you might think that since gumbo is a Creole/Cajun dish in origin, that this would be a little bit spicy. It's not. It's got a nice earthy hit of Cajun seasoning, but it doesn't veer at all into tangy, hot territory. And so, yeah, I think maybe for those of you who think Cajun seasoning is a little spicy, I'm just going to cautiously give this a 0.5 out of 10 for the spiciness scale. But really, it's very, very mild. And now let's talk about flavor and consistency. So, consistency first. I don't really think this is that creamy. It's a little watery up to the fill line. So if you were expecting something like extremely creamy, as the packaging might suggest, you might be a little disappointed in the thickness of the broth. But I gotta say, flavor-wise, it's pretty good. More or less, it tastes like somebody took a halfway decent, comforting, instant chicken soup and, you know, took some Cajun seasonings out of their spice rack and threw it in here. And you could honestly probably replicate that yourself, but now you've got it in a convenient, pre-made, pre-packaged form. As far as the dried vegetables, they came back pretty nicely. Some of these chunks of onion are pretty nice as far as size and crunch goes. Look at that one. Not bad at all. There's a little bit of that sweet bell pepper flavor in here. Nothing crazy. And that's kind of what separates it from just a typical chicken soup with Cajun seasoning thrown into it. I like this. Tasty. Definitely something I could see myself buying again if I spotted it at Dollar Tree. There's a pepper. I was looking for one of those. Yeah, good stuff. Not the best noodles, but the broth is interesting, and it's not crazy salty, and it doesn't feel cheap. So I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10 overall. Now, one thing I'm going to do is let this sit until the end of the video and then come back to the noodles and see if I still think they're a 5 out of 10. Because if these sog up in the time it takes me to review the other two varieties, then maybe I'll be changing the noodle score. So, with that being said, let's go for the next variety. All right, so this one is E40's Beef Prime Rib. The inspirational quote on this: believe in yourself first before you believe in anyone else. Awesome. Sodium content on this is a little less than it was for the creamy chicken gumbo at 1,060 milligrams or 46% of your daily allowance. Pretty good for a beef soup. The ingredients in this one include actual beef broth and beef fat, which is what caught my eye when I was buying these at Dollar Tree, plus garlic, onion, and some neat stuff like Worcestershire sauce, tamarind, and shiitake mushroom powder. So this is not just a plain old beef noodle cup, at least according to the ingredients. This should have a little bit of zing. Now, everybody got choices, but will this make me say yup or nope? Let's see. All right, peeling this one back, you can definitely see that the broth powder is a different color, but of course those veggies are the same. So let me go steep these and we'll see what we've got. All right, here's the beef prime rib flavor. Give it a stir. The Worcestershire sauce smell is very apparent. It's got a nice beefy aroma to it altogether. I noticed this one has a little more corn in it than the other one did. It doesn't look like they get exactly equal shakes of the dried vegetables, but that's fine. Corn's not my favorite. All right, smell-wise, this is reminding me of something other than prime rib right now. Not in a bad way, but let me give this a taste and see if I'm right. Okay, same noodles as in the gumbo, of course, 5 out of 10 for those. No spiciness at all here, 0 out of 10 for spiciness. Let's talk about the flavor. So I don't know for sure that I would say this tastes exactly like a seasoned prime rib. It actually tastes closer to a London broil, in my opinion. You know how typical London broil has that kind of very Worcestershire forward flavor? Well, if you've never had it, it does. Generally Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, that sort of thing. So you get kind of a sweet, sour flavor out of it, at least when it's made the traditional way. This kind of has that vibe going for it. It's somewhere between prime rib and London broil rather than just being a straightforward prime rib flavor. But I'm not going to complain about it. It's actually pretty good. I think it could use a pinch more salt, but the beef flavor is very good. The couple bites of vegetables that I got work well with the broth. And I definitely think if there was a little more salt or MSG in it, that this would be outstanding. But right now, I think it's a little bit better than the gumbo was. And it's certainly far more interesting than just a plain old beef flavored cup of noodles. So I think this one is worth a 7 out of 10. Okay, and now we come to the last one, Boosie's Louisiana Hot and Spicy Chicken flavor. Inspirational quote this time, appreciate the good times. Indeed. The sodium count on this one is the highest of the three, clocking in at 1,280 milligrams or 56% of your daily allowance. In the ingredients we've got chicken extract and soy sauce, but just the word spices without anything specific listed. So when I think of Louisiana-style hot sauce, I think of that acidic bite of cayenne peppers and vinegar. So hopefully something like that is what's replicated in here. And at this point, I'm out of song puns to ask if I will like this or not, because I'm not really familiar with Boosie's music. So let me just open this up and see if this is any good. All right, and as you can see inside, this one has a slightly more red-tinged powder with the same noodles and very few vegetables that I can see, but maybe they're hiding at the bottom. So let me go steep this, and I'll be right back for the last review. All right, and here we go. Time to stir this one up. I'm gonna be honest, this one doesn't really smell like much of anything. I got some very interesting aromas out of the other two. This one, I smell a little bit of spiciness in it, but no indication of what the actual flavor will be. Also, this created the most watery broth of the three, too. There's no thickener in this that I can tell. Okay, let's give it a whirl. All right, same noodles as before. Nothing new to talk about there. This one does have a little spice to it. Obviously, it's Louisiana style hot and spicy. And yeah, it reminds me of one of the more tamer Louisiana style hot sauces that you could probably buy in a supermarket. It's not super spicy, and it's not really lingering either. If you don't like spicy food, you're probably not going to like this. I would call it a 3 out of 10 on the spicy scale. It's just a little warm. And flavor. There's not much to this, flavor-wise. It definitely comes across as more salty than the other two. It is. But there's not a whole lot of other flavor aside from salt and chili pepper. Now, it's a flavorful chili pepper. It's not bad. There's a little bit of umami from the soy sauce and chicken, but it's otherwise very one note. And yeah, whereas I was a little impressed with the other two, I'm not really impressed with this one. This is something you could very easily replicate at home by throwing a couple dashes of Louisiana hot sauce into any other chicken cup noodle. So, not really an impressive depth of flavor here, especially compared to the other two flavors. This one goes in the I don't think I would ever buy it again category. It's not terrible, it's just not impressive. So I think overall score for this is a 4 out of 10. Okay, and now what I want to do is go back to the first one I started with, the creamy chicken gumbo, and see just how these noodles have held up sitting in this broth for the last 10 minutes or so. Well, they definitely sucked up a lot of broth. Let's see. Let me dig deep down in here. Oh yeah, they got real soggy. Okay, what did I give them? A 5 out of 10 overall? If you eat them right away, yeah, they're a 5 out of 10 overall. If you let them sit in this, they're soft. They don't really hold up. But yeah, if you do let these sit for way too long, they're going to get mushy, and I'm going to bring that score down to a 3.5 out of 10 for the noodles. But still, eat them fast and you don't really have to worry about that. All right, and there we have it. A trio of ramen cups I had never heard of before. And I gotta say, 2 out of the 3, pretty successful. The third one, it's fine. Not great. In all 3 of these, you get halfway decent, medium quality noodles. The clear winner of the 3 is the beef prime rib, but I'm not angry at the chicken gumbo. If you're interested in any of these, I encourage you to seek them out. I don't go to Dollar Tree often, but for $1.25, and for these two, there are worse things to spend my money on, and I will probably pick up both of these varieties again in the future. I think you can safely skip the Louisiana Hot and Spicy Chicken flavor, unless the idea of just a salt and chili pepper broth really appeals to you. And that's it for this review. I hope this was informative, and I really love reviewing stuff like this that I didn't know existed. If you've got a hidden gem of a ramen product that you love, let me know in the comments. Or if you've tried these before, or really any of the Wrap Snacks products and have some opinions on them, let's chat about that too. Please like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you next time on Noodle Journey.